I'm Sean K.
And I'm Sean K.
And welcome to Who Wins episode 6, Battle 6, I think it's 6, I'm not sure, I can't remember. This week we are looking at Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series versus Venom from Spider-Man / Marvel. This, of course, if you're not aware, is a series where we've got a massive tournament going on and we're pitting random characters from all different fictional universes against each other. Gaming, TV, film, comics, all that sort of stuff, throwing them all together, randomly selected battles, which is why we've got this completely random battle today. Nathan Drake versus Venom, still in round 1. He did have green hair, he didn't have green hair after that, and now he's got green hair again. It's Mr. Kennedy. How are you doing?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you?
How's the hair?
It's alright. Took me about 3-4 hours yesterday to bleach it and dye it and everything.
So he's got sort of a blonde and green thing going on.
Yeah, because you threatened me.
Well, this is the thing. I like to think I played a part in this by mentioning it on these videos. Maybe that forced you into getting green hair again. I hope so. You know, that's the dream. Today, just to quickly mention as well before we start this, we have got a Batman v Superman review video out as well. We're going to send it out at the same time. It's a fucking long ass video. It's going to be like an hour long. But you know, we go in depth about Batman v Superman. It's spoiler filled, so don't watch it if you've not seen the film. But yeah, a lot of stuff about the film, because basically we thought we want to talk about it, but we don't want to put it in one of these videos because it'd make it too long. So we just thought, fuck it, we'll do a separate one. Yeah. So it's sort of a special video on that. Probably might do one for Civil War as well, or something maybe.
Maybe
when that comes out. I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So please check that one out. I was wearing my Superman t-shirt for that. Now I'm wearing my Justice League t-shirt because I thought, forming of the Justice League, it'd be quite nice to have a Justice League t-shirt on. It's not got Wonder Woman on it though, it's a bit annoying. Like, it's just got like Superman, Green Lantern, Flash and Batman. Don't know why just those 4, but never mind, what you can do. So yeah, just please check that out, that'd be wonderful. But yeah, let's get into this battle today. I am taking Nathan Drake, this guy's taking Venom. It's an interesting battle. Like when we sort of drew it, we thought, this seems like maybe one of the more one-sided battles that we've had so far. It seems that way. But you know, I've got a few things I might be able to pull out the hat on old Nathan Drake. So Nathan Drake was pulled first, so I'll go into Nathan Drake first, and then you can take on Venom. Nathan Drake is, of course, the lead character, protagonist from the Uncharted series, which is a PlayStation series. Came out, the first one came out on PlayStation 3 in 2007. It's since spawned 3, just about to be 3 sequels. Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, and of course Uncharted 4, which is coming out in May? May. Which I'm very excited about, although I've still not played the third one. I said it's really annoying because I've obviously had to research into the character for this, and I do know enough about the character anyway, but I haven't played the third game yet.
Which is personally my favourite, but I know a lot of people have the second as their favourite. So.
But I had to kind of spoil that game for myself a little bit. But it has got me into playing them again, so I really want to play the third one now. So I might do that soon. But yeah, Nathan Drake, main character, as I say, basically he's sort of is he an archaeologist officially?
I guess
like a
in
Lara
the
Croft
sense
type?
that Indiana Jones is.
But basically he's the descendant of Francis Drake, who was a big explorer guy back in the day. Nathan Drake sort of explores these different and tries to find all these different artifacts around the world, kind of Lara Croft-esque. Goes around like first game. Kennedy's laughing because my cat has walked in the room and I don't know what she's doing, to be honest, but that's why he's laughing his head off right now. Yeah, what's going on about? You've ruined my sleep is real. First game, he's trying to find El Dorado? Yeah, El Dorado's trying to find the first game. Second game, it's all to do with Marco Polo and you could control yourself, Ken.
I know, I'm sorry, I can't.
You've got this green hair, you've gone like haywire. You turned into this maverick. Just this like
fucking maverick.
Fucking anarchist. He doesn't follow the rules anymore. No. What the fuck was I going on about? Shambhala and stuff. Shambhala, he's trying to find Shambhala and stuff. The third one, I don't know because I've not fucking played it. What's he after the third one?
I can't remember the specific treasure, but it takes him to the desert.
Yeah.
It's. I think it might. No.
The third one is after something else, and the fourth one will be after something else. So yeah, he goes around the world trying to find these artifacts and stuff. He's obviously got his relationships with his different characters. What's the guy's name? The fucking... the guy that's like his mate, and he's like his sort of...
Oh, I always forget his name.
I can't remember his name. And then there's... is it Eleanor, who is the girl that he sort of eventually marries and divorces and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, he's this kind of sort of wisecracking hero guy. He's like very much an everyman character. He's not like this big burly guy. He's just sort of normal, average sort of guy. Obviously good looking and stuff, but he's designed to be that kind of everyman guy that you can get behind. And like I say, he's very sort of cocky and wisecracking, but he's vulnerable as well. Yeah, his character design was based on apparently, because I didn't know this, but apparently his character design is based on Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
Off of Jackass and whatnot. Like his sort of character model and stuff, and bits of his personality as well. And also apparently Harrison Ford, Bruce Willis as well were inspirations for the character.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can't see Johnny Knoxville as much, but I can see.
I think Johnny Knoxville was more sort of the look, the design. But yeah, sort of Harrison Ford, like Bruce Willis, like the John McClane character from Die Hard was an inspiration and stuff. So think of those kind of characters, and you kind of get the kind of guy Nathan Drake is. Obviously, he's not got any powers and abilities, so we can throw that off the table in terms of what he's going to bring to this fight. He's got access to firearms and sort of...
Other than like pickpocketing, like stealth kind of thing.
I mean, he's
raised as a thief.
Top-notch thief. Like I say, he's good when it comes to stealth and all that sort of stuff. Don't know how much that's going to help him in the fight, but you know, he knows how to use firearms, that kind of stuff. That's obviously useful. He's savvy. He's a savvy guy, and that's something I'm going to bring into later when we talk about the battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I say, there's not much else you can say on this guy really. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more to say on Venom. But Nathan Drake, he's a wisecracking, awesome hero guy that we can all get behind. Battleground. Now, before
I was just about to say, what about a temple?
Yeah, I like that temple.
Because I was thinking of this, because then it could have natural elements there.
Yeah.
And you know, you could find like all sorts of like old ruin, like artifacts or whatever. Like, without spoiling anything of a fight, let's say like there could be like a bell.
Yeah,
and torches.
The big bell and the torch. But yeah. So yeah, temple. That's good. I like that. So yeah, we'll let you talk about Venom anyway.
Okay. Well, yeah, my character is Venom. Specifically the Eddie Brock Venom, the one that's most infamous. So a lot of people probably already know the story. He's one of my favourite Marvel villains, and saying that I'm more of a DC fan, like he's saying a lot, really. Basically, Spider-Man has gone into space with a few of the heroes, and he's come back, and this alien...
Yeah, so this was a story that, just clarify that, because I remember this story, it's a good story. This story is called Secret Wars, not the recent one that's come out, but the old ones.
Yeah, like 1988.
There's about 3 stories called Secret Wars of Marvel, I think, it's a bit confusing. Yeah. But yeah, there's a big story where this dude called the Beyonder, this big fucking cosmic villain, like pulls all these heroes to like this place called I think it's War World it's called.
Yeah.
And basically gets them to fight the fuck out of each other because why not? Because just for a big battle, and you know obviously that's where he comes across as symbiote.
Yeah, and it's basically looks like this black sticky liquid that like clings to his costume, and it kind of like enhances his powers a little bit. He feels like really good about himself and stuff. But then he has it, you know, it gives him like unlimited and slightly better webbing and stuff as well. But he has it examined by Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, and they find that, yeah, it's an alien life form. So Spider-Man, of course, wants to get it off of his costume. And later in the story, basically, he tries to get it off. He ends up in a bell tower. And the ringing of the bell causes it to come off of his costume, and the alien tries to find someone else to like latch onto, because it's kind of like a parasite.
Yeah.
And it finds Eddie Brock, Eddie Brock was a journalist who was kind of getting along, you know, he was interviewing a serial killer, and then he found that Spider-Man had actually caught the serial killer and locked him up, so instantly Eddie Brock's career is ruined by it. So Eddie Brock loses his job, loses his wife, I think like loses his home, and gets diagnosed with cancer.
So not a good day, really.
Yeah.
Bad day.
So completely down on his luck, he thinks about committing suicide, and he goes to the church for one final prayer. This is the same church that Peter Parker was having the battle with the alien symbiote. It falls onto him, and it's drawn in by his intense emotions of anger at Spider-Man, the person who he blames for having caused the destruction of his life, and the sadness of just feeling like he's just lost everything, you know, it doesn't matter anymore.
Pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah, and he finds that the alien symbiote, because it bound with Spider-Man, it's kind of copied his abilities. Like, it gives Eddie Brock, like, the appearance of a spider costume. He can cling to surfaces, and he can produce webbing, although it is like this alien symbiote. Limited morphing, so like he can morph his hand into like a spike or a shield or something. And like he can jump really high, and he has some healing to himself as well. And he can store things within himself as well, like the alien symbiote is kind of like, it has like a dimensional aperture, like a black mass kind of thing. So
I'd never knew that. Like, that's some...
Later on, like Eddie Brock goes on, and he's no longer Venom, and there's loads of other storylines. But the one where
like anti-Venom and all that.
And Flash Thompson is Agent Venom. And the Scorpion is the normal Venom.
Matt Gargan, the Scorpion, the other Spider-Man villain, Scorpion turns into Venom, and but we're going with Eddie Brock.
Yeah. Eddie Brock is I think the best version.
Like I say, there's a few versions, but I think Eddie Brock is obviously the classic version, the one everyone knows, and you know, it just makes more sense to go with him, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he can pretty much go invisible as well, because he can camouflage himself.
Is Venom stronger than Spider-Man? Has that been stated? I feel like he is, but I don't know where I got that from.
I think it depends on the host.
Yeah.
With Eddie Brock, like, he was incredibly strong as a person, but obviously Peter Parker's strong because of
he's got already got the natural Spider-Man.
Yeah. So I think the alien symbiote just kind of amplifies someone's power. So if someone is already really muscly, then they'll become really...
So presumably Spider-Man would be stronger than you would think. But for some reason I've got it in my head that...
I think Venom is stronger.
I've got it in my head that Eddie Brock Venom is stronger than Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think he is, pretty much.
I don't know if that's been stated.
Yeah.
If you wonder what Venom looks like, he's on here. He's coming up on the screen in various forms. So you've probably seen him.
Yeah, there he is.
That guy, fucking the scariest shit with a big ass tongue and stuff.
I mean, in terms of a Spider-Man villain, it's another one of his powers is the fact that Spider-Man can't detect him with his spider senses, which makes him incredibly dangerous.
He's very deadly. He's one of the most awesome Spider-Man villains. One of my favourite Spider-Man villains. I think probably one of most people's favourite. But I'm hoping at some point they do him right in the films, because Spider-Man 3's version of Venom wasn't great. So hopefully they'll do a better version in the film. In the new films coming up. Because you know what, right? I don't know if I've talked to you about this, but here's my theory, which is the Marvel films, because they're doing Infinity War.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe if they do Infinity War, Spider-Man goes to space, finds the symbiote, and you could kind of go from that into the symbiote. Okay. That's my theory. I don't know if it's going to happen, but...
That could be cool.
It could be interesting, because I'd like to see those guys introduced. But, so is that everything you want to say on Venom?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So obviously Venom is very powerful, and let's talk about the battle, because let's say on paper this seems very one-sided, but there are a couple of weaknesses that Venom has. You want to say what they are?
Fire and super sound. Well, supersonic waves. Sonic waves.
Yeah. So for example, there's the whole thing about the ding of the bell. The fact that made the symbiote leave Spider-Man's body.
Yeah, it causes great agony to the host.
Yeah.
And like for the symbiote itself, like for alien parasite itself, can kind of like, it has a mind of its own, obviously, and it communicates telepathically with its host, but it can also like disembody itself from its host, and kind of it can remain like in a form where it can kind of walk about and stuff, and it can disappear, or disappear through cracks in the door and stuff. So if it felt like it was in a perilous situation, like then with Peter Parker and the sound of the bell, the alien detached itself deliberately to kind of save the both of them, because unlike a lot of the other alien parasites of that world, like it does actually understand human emotion a bit more, and it prefers to have a long-term host instead of just using it up. And fire, it just burns it away.
This is my argument with Nathan Drake, and quite frankly, it's the only argument I've got. I need to use it. But Nathan Drake is a savvy guy, right? He can work this stuff out, and I don't think it's going to take him long to work out any weaknesses that Venom has. And I think so. If he works out that there's the weakness to fire, there's the weakness to the sound and the stuff, he's going to use that. And I think that's the argument for Nathan Drake. As much as it seems like a one-sided battle, Nathan Drake has something there that he can use. And I think, if we're setting at a temple, he's got access to sort of torches or whatever, access to fire. He can use that. Now, whether that's going to be enough to give him an advantage over someone like Venom, who's so powerful, is a different question. But, Nathan Drake's fought off sort of supernatural-ish beings before. He's fought these weird-ass zombie creatures in the first one. So. Is there something in the second one like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there isn't.
Yeah, for Yetis.
Yeah, the Yetis.
And the third one has guys with flaming heads.
Well, yeah. So, I think Nathan Drake's got more of a chance than I thought he did. After thinking about it a bit more and thinking, Venom's got these obvious weaknesses that Nathan Drake will be able to exploit. Whether he will or not, that's the question.
Yeah. Well, it is a video game, so instantly I think of it as like a boss fight.
Yeah.
And it would be difficult, but like you said, there is weaknesses to exploit. And yes, I know I'm supposed to be fighting with Venom, but I always find the underdog more interesting. And that is like your only route, really, because otherwise I am still dangerous. Nathan Drake was kind of raised as a thief, and Sally managed to train his.
Is it Sully?
Sully, it might be Sully.
I think it might be Sully thinking about it.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can't remember now.
And
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, he trains his abilities a bit more. Refines it. Because here's one of the abilities, the invisibility.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. He's got a lot of things he can do.
Basically, Venom could blend into the wall, and then just go boom with like a web shot where it just morphs, just slams Nathan Drake into the wall.
I'd be intrigued to see that boss fight though. I feel like an old school game or something where maybe Nathan Drake, you'd have to sort of go across and ding some sort of bell and then grab a torch and go and start, and then you'd have to do that about 3 to 4 times.
Yeah.
to kill him, to take his HP down to nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
thing is, Venom's not stupid either though, so he wouldn't let Nathan Drake have it easy with that.
No, that's the thing. Nathan Drake isn't it?
He learns from experience, especially Eddie Brock as the host as well. Like he's used to these powers now, and he knows that he has his weaknesses, so he'll try and eliminate those weaknesses.
Because you could argue that Venom is that powerful compared to Nathan Drake that you could kill him within seconds. Grab him, slam him against a wall, dead. So it's whether Nathan Drake can A, figure out the weaknesses quick enough, and B, use it to his advantage and actually take Venom out. But like I say, if anyone can do it, it's this guy probably. So I mean, that's pretty much all we can say.
Yeah, it's weirdly a short one this time.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like they say. Nathan Drake's got one shot, and if he can take it, great. If he can't, Venom's going to kick the shit out of him. So I think that's sort of where we stand on it.
I mean, if Nathan Drake, we said that he's not going to have artifacts or anything like that, but you know, he could have a grenade launcher, which, you know, it inflames things.
Yeah.
But, or
and it's a pretty loud bang. I don't know if that affect him, but
yeah, like, you know,
yeah, there's things he can use.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be an interesting weapon to. I'd like to see how that'd affect Venom. It's an interesting one. Yeah. But yeah, let's end it there then. So please, thank you very much for watching, and please vote. You guys that decide who wins this battle. Vote in the comments below for who you think is going to win. I'll put it up on Reddit and shit as well, try and get some votes there. And yeah, please decide who's going to win this. We've got the previous battles, obviously, that are going on as well. But before we go, we do have to draw next week's battle, of course, which is in my bag right here, my lovely little marble bag. So, like I say, this week's is Nathan Drake versus Venom, so please vote on that. Get involved and decide who you think is going to win. It's quite an apt one, given that Uncharted 4 is coming out soon. And Civil War as well, which is going to involve Spider-Man, which is a very loose link, but what you can do. So I'll pick one, and then you pick one. This is next week's battle. Who's it going to be? No. Do you want to go first or shall I? I think I went first last time. Go first.
Okay, right.
That's Thanos. Talking about Civil War and Marvel and all that jazz. Thanos, the big villain of the Marvel universe, or soon to be big villain of the Marvel universe. I mean, he is a big villain anyway. But, big, powerful cosmic being, so this better be someone pretty powerful. Otherwise, this again could be quite one-sided. Okay. I mean, okay.
Who is it?
Arguably one-sided, but it is a all Marvel battle.
Okay.
So there you go. Should be interesting with Civil War next month. Thanos versus Captain America.
Interesting.
So I mean, you know, as Marvel battles go, that's arguably one-sided, but.
Captain America's going to be dead, mate.
Shall I take Captain America? I'm going to take Captain America. And I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to find a way. Captain America versus Thanos. That's what. Is it Thanos or is it Thanos? Because I'm pissed off with this pronunciation. Because I keep hearing different people pronounce it in different ways. And I don't want to get it wrong.
It's Thanos.
Thanos. Thanos or Thanos. Thanos.
Thanos.
I don't know what it is. Please tell us. Help us. Yeah, so that's next week's battle. Thanos, something, versus Captain America. But yeah, this week Nathan Drake versus Venom, so please vote on that. It's been interesting. And please watch the Batman v Superman review as well. It's really long, but you should watch it anyway because it's a fun one.
Just have it on in the background or something.
Exactly.
And just come in to watch us act like idiots.
I listen to YouTube videos and stuff, like at work and stuff. I don't even watch them. Like sometimes if there's just two people sitting down, I'll have it in my ears and I'll be listening to it when I'm doing my work.
Or we might even include some of the bloopers of me giggling like a maniac.
Maybe. We might throw that on there as well. But yeah, no, seriously, like. Just listen to it. You can just listen to it. You don't need to see it. We're just still sitting here. Just listen to it. It's quite fun. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And Nathan Drake, Venom, who wins? Who decides?